Ike Winters.
And good morning, 17 minutes after 9 o'clock. Joining me in studio this morning, Miss Sarah McArthur, Mr. Eric Coll, and Casey Higgins, the big chief, as she told me to call her, the Bureau of Elections chief. How are you guys doing this morning?
Doing great, thanks.
Yeah. Good to hear it, good to hear it. So, okay, explain to those out there who aren't sure what's going on, because I was handed a piece of paper with one R and one D, and I'm thinking, oh, this is going to get interesting. we're gonna get heated in the studio today, but that's not what we're here for today. We're actually kind of here to kind of show a little bit of solidarity across the board. Correct?
Mm-hmm. That's right. Correct. Yeah. Sarah came to Cindy, I don't know, probably a month and a half or so ago, and said, could we get the parties together with the county clerk's office and do a voter integrity seminar or conference, whatever you want to call it. And after consultations with between all of us, we set this time up to do this tomorrow. And Cindy Fuller, who's our county clerk, and Casey Higgins will be running the seminar, so to speak. And we'll have time for people to vote. First 150 people in. I think the Bassett Center only holds probably 150 or so.
I think there's a fire marshal said there's a limit, so we have to respect that.
Sure. But they're going to get a vote on their favorite ice cream.
Oh.
Or day of the week, or season of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is just kind of a loose, there's not a lot of pressure in this event, just kind of to show people how the process works.
Right. And I want to join in and say that Eric and I feel very strongly that in Chaves County, we don't have a problem with voting. And the national discussion has been brutal for people on free and fair elections. And it's important that people know here in Chaves County, that's not the case.
It's been weaponized is the problem. It's been weaponized.
It's totally been politicized. And so our county clerk's office is phenomenal, and they're just great. They've never had a problem. We do use Dominion machines, and people are fearful of that. And please come down and look at it, touch it, smell it, whatever.
Sure.
And and then take the fear out of it and take the fear out of the process.
Absolutely. And it's different to see folks from different sides of thinking coming together and say, yes, it's possible to run a system and not question every aspect of it, and just see that a free and fair election can take place. That's what it's all about. So the event itself, let's talk about that. It's tomorrow. It's at the Bassett Auditorium.
At the Roswell Museum.
At the Roswell Museum. Okay. And that's what time?
10 to 12, right?
10 to noon.
10 to noon. Oh, Paul.
Sure. 10 to 12. Okay. And so it's at the Bassett Auditorium inside the Roswell Museum. Now, what's going to happen tomorrow? How does the event go down?
We'll have it set up, and people can come. There's another aspect of it is we'll have 2 people from the Republican Party, 2 people from the Democratic Party, and a table in the back room who will accept voter registration applications.
Okay.
So if you are not a registered voter, you can go down and get registered. That's available. And then we will have people come in, and they don't have to be a registered voter to do this. So it's a practice run. And I know that the high school's got a flyer. So if you're a senior in high school, you can come. You'll be handed a practice ballot with like 5 non-political questions. Then you can go and fill it out. There will be people, if you are questioning how to fill it out, there'll be people available to help show you what that is. And then you're going to give it to Casey or Casey's representative, and they'll tally it. Hand tally it, and then put it in the machine. And then once all of the ballots, or we get to I think, what time did we decide? Like 11?
I think 11, yes.
Once either one of those happens, all the ballots are gone, or 11, then we'll add them up. And if there's a discrepancy, we'll be able to explain why the discrepancy is there because of things like write-in ballots and that. And then I think we're going to do a Q&A after that.
We are. We're going to have a time where people can ask questions of Cindy, of me, of Sarah. But, more importantly, you're saying that this issue has become very divisive at the national level. It does at least illustrate the fact that our vote is very important, always has been. Whether you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, Libertarian, whatever, affiliation you may have, your vote is very important.
Absolutely.
We passed constitutional amendments with regard to slavery, with regard to women's suffrage. That's how important it is. And so we want folks to know that here in Chaves County, we have a long history, whether we've had Democrat or Republican county clerks, of having free and fair elections that have, integrity to them.
Sure.
And so we want folks to get out and vote, whether you're Democrat or Republican. We have the privilege, in the United States to be able to vote, to be able to choose. We don't live in a country where everything is chosen for us. And so that's the importance of just demonstrating that. We're not here to go through a court system tomorrow where, we're going to have proof that, everything is the way it is. We're just going to demonstrate through using the voting machine that we use at the county level.
It's nice to see somebody putting together an event that's not out to prove anything one way or the other definitively. That's kind of refreshing. I'm not going to lie. But you touched on something. Every American has that vote, and that's the most important voice that they have. If it wasn't as important as it is, why would politicians, why would PACs, why would groups spend millions and millions of dollars to get that vote? That should tell you how important that vote is.
Right.
So you want to make sure that it's used, in the right way, and also that it's heard. That's really, I think, the main concern of every average American is we just want to make sure that our voice is heard.
Casey, you might speak to where our voting centers generally are going to be located, and how that's going to occur in the future.
Yes. So for the general election, we are going to have the same voting locations that we had in the primary.
Okay.
Which is the Roswell Mall, Central Church of the Nazarene, West Country Club Church of Christ, the museum, the Boys and Girls Club, Game and Fish, East Grand Plains Elementary, our office, the clerk's office in the back at Area D, Church on the Move, Dexter Central Office, Hagerman Joy Center, and Lake Arthur. And then we also have the same locations for early voting, which is our office.
On November 8th.
Yeah.
November 8th.
November 8th is
is
election day.
Election day, right.
Yes, so early voting starts October 11th at our office. And then at the Roswell Mall, it starts October 22nd. And at the Hagerman Joy Center, we do the Tuesdays and Thursdays starting the 25th through the 3rd.
And I know this doesn't mean anything anymore, but back in the day, you had to know which district you were in, what ward you were in, to go to the right place. I remember one year my parents were going to vote. It was the middle of a snowstorm, and we had to find the firehouse. Went to the wrong firehouse. We had to go to the other firehouse, and we voted there. But these are all voting convenience centers. It doesn't matter which county, which ward you are. You can go to any of these.
Which precinct?
Thank you.
Yes.
You can go to any of these and make your vote.
Correct.
Absolutely. So awesome. So that's, again, early voting starts October 11th. The early voting at Roswell Mall starts, you said, October 22nd?
Second, yes.
Excellent.
Oh,
And then the 25th at Hagerman.
And you can go on vote.org to either register, or if you need to change your registration because you've moved or something like that, you can do that now. And you can actually request an absentee ballot through vote.org right now. It's up and available.
Yes.
Excellent. So get your absentee ballots in and ready to go. There you go. So the event. So tomorrow starts at 10 o'clock. Runs till about noon. So if folks have any questions or want more information about the event itself, or about kind of what you guys are all about, how do they find you?
They can. Oh my gosh! I have to get my card out. I
Put you on the spot.
Yeah, he did. Actually.
It was less open-ended than you would ask for. I apologize.
Sorry.
They can contact either Sarah or me. County clerk's got their boat full, obviously getting ready for the election. But my telephone number is 575-626-9659. And they can get a hold of me, and I can give them directions if they need directions and that sort of thing.
Right. And they can email the ChavezCountyDems@gmail.com, or they can call me at 575-317-0321.
There you go. Excellent.
Okay.
Great. It's an awesome event. It's good to see, like I said, folks from both sides of the aisle coming together to show that it's all about just making your voice heard, making the vote count. That's really what it's all about. Well, thank you guys so much for your time.
Oh, you're welcome.
We appreciate having you. And here's
Appreciate
hope
you having
for
us on.
success tomorrow.
Yes,
Thanks.
thank
We
you very
hope so,
much.
too.
And some ice cream.
Absolutely.
Yeah, some ice cream.
Go get them, Big Chief.
Okay.
27 minutes after 9. Hey, you brought it on yourself.
Yeah.
27 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's pause and get you up to date with some local news.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared